Hi and welcome to the final video on Kirby Maths in the series of Factorising Quadratics. This time I'm going to look at two sections where again one of the solutions is negative and then also where both of the numbers are negative. So I'm going to do two sections, go down the page like this. First of all, let's have a look at x squared minus 3x minus 10. The numbers have got to add to give negative 3, and times to give negative 10. And I just need to highlight that so I can reiterate that the sign goes with the thing in front of it. So we have the factor pairs first of all of 10 are 1 and 10 and 2 and 5. And if I make 2 positive, I'm going to choose this pair, and 5 negative, when I add those two numbers together, they give me minus 3. 2 add minus 5 is minus 3. When I multiply them together, 2 times minus 5 is minus 10. So my factorisation is x with a positive 2 and x with a negative 5. Okay, and here's another one. If we have x squared minus 6x minus 27, it's actually helpful if I draw the circles in first of all, and then it focuses on what the signs need to be. So they need to add to give negative 6 and times to give negative 27. So the factor pairs for 27, 1 and 27 and 3 and 9. I'm going to choose this pair, and if I made it plus 3 and minus 9, when I add those two together, 3 take away 9 is minus 6. If I times them together, 3 times minus 9 would give me minus 27. So my factorisation would be x plus 3 x minus 9. And finally for this section, if I had x squared minus 4x minus 21, circle my signs and my numbers to keep them together. So in this case they have to add to give negative 4 and times to give negative 21. And the factor pairs for 21 are 1 and 21 and 3 and 7. I'm going to choose this pair. If I make the 3 positive and the 7 negative, when I add those two together, 3 add minus 7 is minus 4, and 3 times minus 7 is minus 21. So my factorisation becomes x plus 3 x minus 7. Okay, let's see what happens when we have a negative x term and a positive number on its own term. So if we have this one, for example, x squared minus 6x plus 9. Now I am looking for, I might just highlight these a minute to keep the signs with them, two numbers which add to give minus 6 and times to give positive 9. So we look at the factor pairs for 9 first of all, which is 1 and 9 and 3 and 3. I'm going to choose this because if I make them both negative, minus 3 and minus 3, when I add them together, minus 3 add minus 3 is minus 6, and when I times them together, a minus times a minus becomes a plus, so minus 3 times minus 3 would give me plus 9. So the factorisation for this is minus x minus 3 x minus 3. Let's do another one. X squared minus 9x plus 20. So they have got to add to give minus 9 and times to give positive 20. So add to give minus 9 times to give positive 20. And every time I do a question like this, I always write down add and times, and it really focuses what you're going to do with the numbers. So we look at the factor pairs for 20. So 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5. I'm going to choose 4 and 5 because if I make them both negative, negative 4 and negative 5, when I add those together, minus 4 add minus 5 is minus 9. When I times them together, minus 4 times minus 5, minus times a minus is a plus, 4 times 5 is 20. So my factorisation is x minus 4 bracket x minus 5. And my final example is x squared minus 13x plus 22. So I'm looking for two numbers which add to give minus 13 and multiply to give positive 22. So again, I write it down. Add to give negative 13 times to give 22. So the factor pairs for 22 are 1 and 22 and 2 and 11. I'm going to choose this pair because if I make it minus 2 and minus 11, if I add those together, minus 2 add minus 11 is minus 13. If I times them together, minus 2 times minus 11, minus times a minus is a plus, and 2 times 11 is 22. So my factorisation would be x minus 2 brackets x minus 11. Okay, thanks for watching.